Hello, dear Scorpio. Today, I want to talk to you like someone who's walked through their own dark corridors and knows what it feels like to search for light with trembling hands. The moon is sitting quietly in the corner of your self-reflection zone, not to haunt you, but to stir what you've tried to keep still. Memories you've tucked away, desires you've labeled as too much, and questions you've postponed for another day, they're all rising now, asking to be acknowledged, not as ghosts of the past, but as parts of you still waiting to be heard. And I know it's easier to keep moving, to keep reacting to what life throws at you, instead of stopping to ask what you're really doing this for. But this is not a day for automatic responses or surface-level affirmations. This is a day for clarity. Real clarity. The kind that only comes when you sit still long enough to hear your own heartbeat without trying to change its rhythm. You might find yourself pulled back into patterns, emotional habits, relationship roles, mental loops. And the truth is, these cycles don't repeat because you're weak. They repeat because you haven't yet chosen something different. The moon isn't punishing you. It's illuminating what you've been avoiding. And now you have a choice. Keep adapting to what others give you, or start creating what you truly need. What comes next in your life depends entirely on what you're willing to see about yourself right now. And this energy is not here to shame you, it's here to empower you. You don't need a radical external shift. You need a real internal decision. The moment you say, "I've had enough of hiding," the moment you admit where you've compromised your power just to stay comfortable or keep the peace, that's the moment the energy begins to move. And when it moves, everything changes: how you speak, how you show up in love, what you allow in your career, how you treat your body, and what you believe you deserve. This clarity is the ground beneath everything else today. And from here, we'll go deeper into your heart, your purpose, and the divine timing that's already unfolding around you. And now, Scorpio, as we move from the quiet clarity of your inner world into the external stage of your career and finances, the message becomes sharper. You are no longer meant to play small. On September 3rd, 2025, Mars moves with precision through your 10th house of ambition, sharpening your focus and calling you into a position of visible leadership. This is not about working harder, it's about owning your place in the room. The energy today doesn't favor waiting for validation, it favors execution. You are being asked to step forward with the kind of certainty that comes from knowing you've earned your voice, your experience, and your insight. And those around you are beginning to notice. Even those who once overlooked your efforts can't ignore the momentum building behind you now. Financially, the landscape is shifting. There's potential news, unexpected but not unearned, that could significantly reshape your long-term security. This might come through an investment finally bearing fruit, a property matter gaining clarity, or a long-held effort beginning to pay off in measurable, sustainable ways. Venus in Virgo is lending practicality to your financial decisions, helping you refine rather than expand blindly. This is a good day to trust, not just in opportunity, but in preparation. What you've laid down carefully over the past few months is starting to reveal its value, and it's not a windfall born of luck, it's the result of your persistence. Even in silence, this isn't the moment to doubt your worth. It's the moment to recognize that your energy, when aligned with discipline and intention, doesn't just survive uncertainty, it builds legacy. The next chapters in your career and financial life aren't about temporary wins. They're about enduring structures, rooted in clarity and backed by your quiet power. Let's keep moving. There's more to see in your connections, your health, and how the universe is arranging the people around you for the next phase of your growth. Scorpio, as we move deeper into the undercurrents of this day, September 3rd, 2025, the cosmic spotlight shifts inward once again, inviting you to witness not what the world sees, but what has been slowly shifting beneath your surface. This isn't transformation with thunder or fireworks. This is the kind of quiet restructuring that rewires your nervous system. That changes the way you breathe when you're alone, the way you speak to yourself when no one's listening. With the moon traversing your 12th house and making subtle aspects to Neptune, your spiritual landscape is illuminated with a softness that demands stillness, not performance. This is an inner renovation, one that asks you to let go of survival instincts long past their expiration date. If you've been feeling agitated in your sleep, sensing dreams you can't quite remember, or waking with a heaviness you can't name, these are not random. They're signals. Your subconscious is trying to finish conversations your conscious mind keeps avoiding. The guidance today is not to push harder, but to pause with purpose. Meditation isn't just a nice-to-have tool right now, it's the door. Journaling isn't just a coping strategy, it's a form of decoding divine messages. And those dreams, strange and symbolic as they may seem, are delivering what your rational mind hasn't dared to consider. This is the moment when self-reflection becomes a spiritual act, and when your inner world holds more influence than anything external. You're not being broken down, Scorpio, you're being restructured. Piece by piece. Your spirit is making room for a version of you that no longer needs to defend, pretend, or overextend just to belong. The cosmos is whispering that your power doesn't lie in knowing what comes next. It lies in trusting that what's leaving your life is clearing space for alignment, not abandonment. And so today, let this be your mantra, not just words, but breathwork for your soul. I am courage. I am trust. I am success. I am rich. Say it not to convince yourself, but to remember who you were before fear took hold. This is your invitation to vibrate higher, not by force, but by choice. And when your energy begins to shift from survival into sovereignty, the outer world will adjust accordingly. People will treat you differently, your timing will change, your clarity will sharpen, and life will begin to meet you where your frequency lives, not where your past once held you. This is the work now, not flashy, not loud, but sacred. And you are ready. And now, Scorpio, as the light of self-awareness grows steadier within you, the universe gently turns your attention to the sacred mirror of relationships. On September 3rd, 2025, Venus continues her journey through Virgo, forming a harmonious trine to Pluto, your ruling planet, now retrograde in Capricorn. This alignment does not whisper sweet nothings. It demands soul-level truth. It asks, who are you when you love? And who are you when you're afraid of being loved back? If you're in a relationship, the emotional temperature may rise, but not in the way you expect. This is not about fights or flare-ups. This is about silence that suddenly feels heavy. It's about those subtle moments when your partner says something innocent and you flinch, not because they've done anything wrong, but because they've touched a wound you've never fully let breathe. The cosmos is creating space today for honesty, not the kind that proves a point, but the kind that opens the door. You don't need to ask your partner to fix what hurts. You need to trust that the relationship can hold the truth of who you are, messy, healing, whole in progress. Let down the shield. Your depth is not a burden, it's the very thing your love needs to grow. And if you're walking alone, this day holds a different kind of pull. There is a magnetic field around you right now, one that doesn't attract noise, but resonance. You may meet someone who feels like déjà vu in human form. Their words might sound ordinary, but your body will know something your mind cannot explain. The planetary currents are aligning to bring in connections rooted in karmic timing, not casual attraction. That person may be quiet, observing, thoughtful, and yet somehow They feel like they've been orbiting your world long before you met. Don't dismiss this. Don't overanalyze it either. Just notice the way their energy speaks to yours, without having to say much at all. Scorpio, your love story at this moment is not about grand declarations. It's about emotional fluency, about whether you're able to sit with discomfort long enough to let it soften. Whether you're partnered or unattached, the lesson is the same. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the language of intimacy, and only those fluent in their own emotional truth will be able to meet you in yours. The astrology of today supports deep connection, not flashy, not performative, but enduring. And you, more than most, understand that real love doesn't just feel good, it changes you. It calls you higher. It reflects what you're ready to see. So let love, new or old, become the mirror that shows you how far you've come and how much softer you're allowed to be. You don't need to protect your heart from the right people. You only need to recognize when the energy feels familiar for a reason. Scorpio, your body has been whispering things your mind hasn't wanted to hear. But on September 3rd, 2025, the Sun in Virgo forms a subtle but meaningful aspect to Saturn. And this cosmic dialogue brings a message that's both grounding and urgent. Your physical and mental well-being are not separate. They are threads of the same tapestry, and both require your attention, not your perfection. This is a day to return to the basics, not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to rebuild something better. Discipline is not about restriction today, it's about devotion. Devotion to the version of yourself who no longer needs chaos to feel alive, who no longer sees burnout as proof of dedication. Start with small but conscious choices, a 10-minute walk instead of endless scrolling, a warm glass of water in the morning before caffeine, stretching your spine while listening to your breath instead of letting tension lodge into your shoulders like armor. These are not minor acts. They are declarations that your body matters. When it comes to food, don't follow noise. Follow response. Eat in a way that respects your energy rather than numbing it. Your intuition is especially strong right now. Virgo's earthy clarity helps you hear what your system actually needs. If you're willing to slow down and listen, and in the stillness, something else happens. Your nervous system begins to remember what safety feels like. Not adrenaline, not survival, but calm. Mentally, the moon's position and its aspects to Neptune bring a mist of emotional sensitivity. If you're feeling heavier, more emotional, or easily distracted, it's not failure, it's your psyche asking for softness. This is a day where mindfulness becomes medicine. It's not about clearing your mind of thoughts. It's about letting those thoughts pass through without letting them define you. Compassion toward yourself isn't a luxury today, it's essential. Scorpio, you are a creature of depth. And sometimes you dive so far inward that you forget your body is the vehicle carrying all that emotion. Care for it as you would a sacred tool. Rest when you're tired. Move when you're stagnant, and be kind when the mirror reflects more fatigue than fire, because health for you isn't just about strength, it's about presence. And when you are truly present in your body, your power becomes undeniable. Let's talk about alignment now. Scorpio, not just with your inner self, but with the people orbiting your worlds. On September 3rd, 2025, the planetary currents are quietly rearranging your relational dynamics. And compatibility becomes more than surface-level chemistry. It becomes energetic resonance. Who you connect with today isn't by chance. It's a reflection of where you are in your healing, your hunger, and your hope. With fellow water signs, particularly Cancer and Pisces, emotional undercurrents run deep. These signs don't flinch when you reveal your shadows. They feel what you feel. often before you've said a word. Cancer offers nurturing safety, that sense of home you secretly crave. Pisces brings spiritual mirroring, helping you process through dreams, intuition, and a softness that calms your intensity. If you're looking for connection that doesn't demand translation, only truth, these signs offer that silent knowing. The earth signs Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn ground your storms. Taurus teaches you to slow down, reminding you that loyalty is a language of love. Virgo, especially with Venus currently moving through it, offers thoughtful support, helping you refine both your plans and your patterns. Capricorn matches your ambition, bringing strategic alignment to your passion. These signs don't chase your fire, they build with it, helping you turn raw energy into real legacy. With fire signs, the attraction is undeniable. Leo amplifies your magnetism, you're both drawn to each other's strength, and together you can ignite a room. Aries brings directness and bold energy, challenging you in ways that awaken your drive. Sagittarius reminds you to laugh again, to move, to open your windows to the world when your heart starts closing in. These connections bring warmth, momentum, and joy, which your soul secretly longs for, especially when life feels too heavy. As for the frequencies supporting you today, your lucky color is deep burgundy, a shade that reflects not just your depth of emotion, but the richness of the opportunities quietly ripening around you. Surround yourself with it. Wear it. Let it be the visual anchor for the maturity and magnetism you're carrying into every room. Your lucky numbers are 9, 23, 35, 48, 63, and 79. You may see them in small places, receipts, times, addresses. When you do, take it as a subtle confirmation that the universe is nudging you forward. Not randomly, but deliberately, because nothing today is random, and neither are you. Scorpio, if you've made it this far, then you already know today isn't just another day. It's a turning point dressed in ordinary clothes. The skies on September 3rd, 2025 aren't asking you to chase anything outside of you. They're asking you to return to your truth, your power, your clarity. This is a day for choosing yourself with more courage than ever before. You are not here to wait for someone else to see your worth. You are not here to repeat the same cycles and call it safety. You are here to rise quietly, steadily, deeply, and to let every part of your life reflect that shift. Let this be the moment you stop doubting your timing. Let this be the moment you say, I deserve to feel clear. I deserve to feel ready. I deserve to be seen for who I truly am. And remember, clarity isn't loud. Alignment isn't flashy. But when you step into it, everything else begins to fall into place. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's reading. We're just getting started. Until then, Scorpio, stay grounded, stay open, and above all, keep choosing the version of you that's finally ready to receive.